given the circumstances. And this is a real conversation that needs to be had. And there may be, again, I don't want to be reacting constantly to anecdotes, which is why I retweeted and shared this story out of Taiwan about all of the incidents of heart-related issues for young men in particular. This has to be talked about.
So in totalitarian societies, Soviet Union, North Korea, go down the list, there is always a hypersensitivity about even the most minute criticism or the most minute change in official policy coming from a response of the people, right? I mean, the people at the top, they can say, today it's this, tomorrow it's that. They can do whatever they want, of course, totalitarianism. They can say the sky is falling, and then they can say, actually, that was just a joke. It doesn't matter, although they don't make jokes in totalitarian societies. But they make it up as they go along, and they never allow for correction. They never allow the people to see a crack in the wall, right? This is, with COVID, I think, very similar situation going on right now. The moment that they say, increasingly, yeah, the side effects are worse than we said they were, and yeah, you didn't actually need to get this if you were really in any age group, but certainly if you weren't a senior, and barring some exceptional circumstance, you don't have a functioning immune system or something, senior, there was no reason. It's not even like, remember, it's not just they offered this shot, they mandated this shot in so many different contexts. They made you get it. They shut down your life in New York City.
Every college and university, Buck, requires it still, basically.
Yeah, I just saw a friend of mine say that her child can't go to summer camp this summer. They're requiring it for summer camp.
Yes.
Like, this is completely... But I do think that a lot of this is the people who push this the most, just like, the commissars in the Soviet Union, if they admit that they were wrong on this, then people will start to say, what else were you guys wrong on, right? If they admit fallibility on this issue of the vaccine, on any issue of the vaccine, in an honest and forthright way, they know the pendulum starts to swing far back in the other direction. So their whole game now, I think we're seeing this, whether it's, people ask the question, are athletes having a higher percentage? Maybe it's only, Alex is talking about excess mortality. Well, okay, 10% excess mortality doesn't sound like necessarily it's that, earth-shattering. Well, if you're talking about millions of people, 10% actually really matters. 10% is a big number of people. Are there 5%? Are there 10% more cardiac issues happening in otherwise healthy, high physical capacity individuals, athletes in this context? Are we ever going to get an answer to that question? At a minimum, they want to delay it. They want to keep delaying this as long. I think that there is a little bit of a quiet terror within the system of admitting the truth when people still have a relatively fresh memory of the madness that we were subjected to, of the viciousness. I mean, you remember this, and so do I.
Oh, yeah.
There was this person died who didn't get vaccinated. Well, maybe they shouldn't have been reckless and put so many other people at risk. This was evil. Joe Biden calling...
Yes,
Joe Biden calling the pandemic of the unvaccinated was an evil thing to say. It was wrong. And I just think they're trying to delay the reckoning, because it's coming, because the numbers don't add up for them.
Buck, they were saying that if you didn't get the COVID shot, you didn't deserve to get treatment at the hospital. That was the argument they were making. And I think if you start to look at this data, these same people who were gleefully celebrating when unvaccinated people would die, remember how the stories would go viral? Oh, this 35 suddenly got COVID, probably had a lot of underlying conditions, but it would go viral, the story. Remember they also thought early on, if we can save just one life, it's worth it. Remember how many people would say that? Like, we're locking down the entire country. Well, if we can save just one life, it's worth it. Then there's people like you or I would point back and say, hey, if we had a speed limit of 5 miles an hour on the interstate, no one would ever die in a car accident.
Right. I mean, the if it saves just one life, it's worth it mentality. Monstrous, actually.
Yes.
When you apply this as a public policy matter, think about how many people are, attacked, shot, raped, robbed, whatever, at night. Do people really need to, unless you have an essential job, keeping the electricity grid on or whatever, people need to leave their homes at night? How many lives could be saved if we just had effectively a declaration of martial law after 7 p.m. and you are at stay-at-home orders? You'd save a lot of lives. And this would have to be enforced rigorously by armed government agents in the streets. But Clay, think lives saved. I mean, this was the argument they were making, in effect. And people went along with this. People who think they're smart went along with this.
And what's crazy about that, Buck, is those same people who were arguing if we could save just one life are you can't ask any questions about the efficacy of the COVID shot at all. Well, wait a minute. If coming out, which the data is reflecting, that young, healthy men in particular do not need to come anywhere near the COVID shot, wouldn't you want to limit their exposure to risk? But they won't even allow that conversation to happen, Buck, because you're right. If they admit one flaw, then all of a sudden, it's like pulling a thread, right? And unraveling the entire lie that they've been told.
This is why I'm totally unsurprised about all the doublespeak and the prevarication and the dissembling and the lies from Fauci. Because the moment, how is it possible that after 2 years plus of being the single shown to be faulty, it opens up the rest of it to questioning. This is also why it's very similar to an extreme religious belief. You cannot question any aspect of it, right? There are some cults where if you say, hold on, I can't talk to any member of my family, I can't talk to any of my loved ones anymore to be a part of your group, that's it. You're in or you're out. You either go along with everything or you're not a part of this anymore. That was as constituted by Fauci and Birx and the Democrat apparatus, and that's why even to this day we're sitting here. We had all these numbers all the time about what percentage of people were dying from COVID who were vaccinated, unvaccinated. Yeah. All gone. What happened, Clay?
Yeah, that's crazy. And so we're going to continue to ask these questions as we have been doing for years, and I think we're going to be right again as we have been for years.
I don't know if there's anything in my media career so far that I am more proud of in terms of rightness and earliness, and I know you feel the same way. And we always remind you, this is how Clay and I actually met. I was like, crazy, and then I was like, there's a sports guy. He thinks this is crazy too. We should talk. On the COVID stuff, there is nothing substantive that I feel like, wow, I missed that by a mile. In fact, the only thing that I am hard on myself about is I did think that the vaccines would be at least as effective as like a flu shot for older people, which are usually 30%.
I mean, that was what the data initially reflected. Yeah. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. And the one thing I wish I had not done is I wish I had it in February, trusted some of the numbers coming out of China. Because even to this day, we have no idea what's actually taking place in China, and trying to make policy based on any of the numbers and any of the data that has come out of China was a fool's errand. I wish I had not looked at that data in February and March and tried to extrapolate it to the United States. Otherwise, I wouldn't change a single thing that I've said about COVID over the past couple of years.
Let's talk about saving lives for a second, my friends. Last year, as a result of your generosity, you helped the preborn pregnancy clinics save thousands of babies' lives. Preborn is a non-profit organization with clinics nationwide. Each preborn clinic welcomes hundreds of expectant mothers and provides them with free ultrasounds and plenty of support and care. It's that first introduction to their child through that ultrasound that so very often determines a mother's decision to choose life over abortion. They've been dedicated to this mission for 17 years and have rescued over 200,000 babies from abortion. Preborn receives no government funding, so their clinics are completely dependent on us, you and me, the pro-life community. So please, to donate, dial pound 250 from your phone, say the keyword baby. 100% of your donation will go to saving babies and is tax deductible. It's less than most people spending on dinner. Get involved today, save lives. Dial pound 250 from your phone, say the keyword baby, or donate securely at preborn.com/buck. Every day, Preborn clinics save 150 babies' lives. Be a part of that critical mission. Okay, sponsored by Preborn.
Clay Travis and Buck Sexton, making sense in an insane world.
I've told you about my lower back pain and how kneeling in church on Sunday is really unbearable. Sebastian Gorka here. I've also told you about how Relief Factor has helped almost eliminate my pain. Now, let me tell you what Robert in California says about his experience with Relief Factor. Robert writes, I didn't think Relief Factor was working until I ran out mid-month. After about 3 days, the pain was back to where it started. It was a great test for me to see how much Relief Factor really works. 3 weeks from now, you could be doing the things you enjoy doing and living the life you love. Your first step to becoming free from aches and pains from daily living could be just to order the 3-week quick start for only $19.95. After trying Relief Factor, over 500,000 people have gone on to order more. Go to relieffactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF to find out about this offer. That's relieffactor.com or call 800-4RELIEF. Feel the difference with Relief Factor.
Hello, beautiful. I'm Amy Eric, founder of Madison Reed, a hair color company I named after my daughter. I started Madison Reed to give you the most made with ingredients you could feel good about. Are you tired of spending hundreds of dollars at the salon, having appointments take 3 hours, and not knowing the ingredients in your hair color? Then you should try Madison Reed. You may know us for our at-home hair color, but big news, we now have over 77 locations nationwide. We call them hair color bars. Book a service and let us take care of you. We will color your hair in half the time it takes a salon and for a fraction of the price. For a limited time, new clients get 15% off your first hair color service at a Madison Reed hair color bar. Visit madison-reed.com/promo. That's madison-reed.com/promo. Try it. Love it. That's the beauty of Reed.
I'm getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
So am I, because I'm at risk for pneumococcal pneumonia.
I'm asking about Prevnar 20 because there's a chance pneumococcal pneumonia will put me in the hospital. Age 65 or older, you may be at increased risk for pneumococcal pneumonia. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20, pneumococcal 20-valent conjugate vaccine, a Pfizer vaccine that can help protect against pneumococcal pneumonia in just a dose. Prevnar 20 is approved for adults to help prevent infections from 20 strains of the bacteria that cause pneumococcal pneumonia. Continued approval may depend on a supportive study. If you've had a severe allergic reaction to the vaccine or its ingredients, adults with weakened immune systems may have a lower response to the vaccine. The most commonly reported side effect was pain at the injection site. For additional common side effects and full prescribing information, please call 1-855-213-2138 or visit Prevnar20.com.
So I'm asking my doctor about getting vaccinated with Prevnar 20.
Here's this week's iHeartRadio countdown of the top TV streams.
Here's what you've made popular by getting your stream on. Your top 10 kicks off with the new season of Emily in Paris on Netflix, followed by the new spy drama, The Recruit, also on Netflix. 1923, the Yellowstone prequel starring Harrison Ford and Helen Mirren, is at number on Paramount Plus. Alice in Borderland, the Japanese action thriller on Netflix, is in at number 6. Treason on Netflix, starring Charlie Cox, at number 6. The top 5 starts with Yellowstone on the Paramount Network, and your number 4 show is the return of Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan on Amazon Prime Video. Your top 3 starts with The White Lotus on HBO Max. Number 2 is the prequel in the Witcher series, The Witcher Blood Origin on Netflix. And remaining on top for the 6th straight week, it's Wednesday on Netflix, your number 1 streamed show.
And those are your top TV streams of the week on iHeartRadio.
The films the stars, the milestones, the awards.
Here's Big Sue.
With the Week in Hollywood History.
1894. The 5-second short Fred Ott's Sneeze is released. It was produced by Thomas Edison Studio to demonstrate the capabilities of its motion picture technology and is the oldest surviving film that carried a copyright. January 11th, 1927. The Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences is founded out of intended to mediate disputes and boost the image of the film industry. It's now best known as the governing body for the Oscars. January 13th, 1928. General Electric and RCA demonstrate the first home television receivers in Schenectady, New York, providing an unstable picture over a 1.5 square inch screen. January 14th, 1972. Sanford and Son debuts, the first American comedy with a black cast in nearly 2 decades. It ranked in the top 10 for its first 5 seasons, only leaving the air when star Red Fox left for his own variety show in 1977. January 15th, 1961. Berry Gordy signs a girl group named the Supremes to his record label. They became Motown's most popular act and one of the most successful vocal groups in the U.S., releasing 29 albums and a dozen #1 singles.
And that's the Week in Hollywood History on iHeartRadio.
Electric, frankly, is so superior, just more efficient, it's safer, the new induction stoves are safer and all of that. And this is creating gas wars in different parts of the country. They banned it in new construction in New York City, out west in California, Washington State, but a lot of states have preemptively banned gas bans. And you can imagine they're usually red states, and Texas leading the way. Because it's an existential threat to that business. But yeah, it's, the science is showing us that having a gas stove in a small apartment is like having a car idling there. And if you have young kids, it can affect cognitive abilities and as well as asthma.
Oh, apparently your gas stove is super dangerous. Everyone's known this all along. Give up your gas stove. It is remarkable. I mean, say what you will about the media, that was CNN, and we do, but their ability to just go along like actors reading a script. I mean, of course, gas stoves. You realize gas stoves, basically, it's incapable of getting through school okay because of your gas stove. So just do what the Biden regime wants. Give up your gas stove going forward. Electric only. By the way, not that I'm some great chef. Gas stove is way better than electric. I'm just telling folks the truth.
I will completely defer to people who can actually cook. I can't cook anything, so I know nothing when it comes to anything, probably, but certainly when it comes to the gas stoves. But you're right. It is amazing how they basically, which is not in any way discussed at all, and then they try to treat it like, oh, it's been common knowledge for a long time. This has been a massive issue forever. And you're like, wait a minute, where did this come from? Like the way AOC, there were some good dives on AOC. She's never mentioned gas stoves before. Never has tweeted about it, never talked about it. Suddenly, she's all in on gas stoves.
Charles Cook at NRO pulled this together. He's like, all of a sudden AOC's all, yeah, I've been telling you about the gas stoves forever. And the first time she's mentioned it publicly that we know of, literally ever.
Yes. Just came out of nowhere. They get the talking points and they run. They're very disciplined in that. Mike Lindell, he's the inventor of MyPillow, has a passion to get the best sleep of their life. And he has got every product you can imagine covered, including bed sheets. I slept on them last night, the Giza Dream Sheets. Made from the world's best cotton, Giza, named after the region in Egypt. MyPillow uses the Giza cotton to make the Giza Dream Sheets with pricing starting as low as $29.98 when you use our names as the promo code Clay and Buck. Sheets have a 10-year warranty, 60-day money-back guarantee. They're on all the beds in my house, also on all the beds in Buck's house. We love them. You will too. 2 full months to sleep on these new sheets before you have to make a final decision about how they feel. You can get hooked up. All you have to do is go to mypillow.com. listener specials. Get the flash sale on the Giza Dream Sheets. Use our names in the promo code Clay and Buck. You can also call 800-792-3269.
On the front lines of truth.
Saying the outage impacted their notice-to-air mission alert system, which gives pilots important safety information. Runway closures. Transportation Secretary Pete Buttigieg says he's ordered an after-action process. Here, the White House said it did not appear to be related to a cyber attack.
Fox's Jessica Rosenthal. New House Republican George Santos says no to local Republican leaders telling him to resign from the House over embellishments and outright lies about his biography during the campaign.
He's a national joke. He's an international joke. But this joke's got to go. And it's on us calling him for to resign immediately. Not tomorrow, not next week, today.
Hempstead, New York Town Supervisor Donald Clavin. There is an ethics investigation in the House. America's listening to Fox News.
I wanted to know why some people who get get it so bad. I found out it may be because they have a high risk factor, such as heart disease, diabetes, being overweight, smoking, and asthma. Even if symptoms feel mild, these factors can increase your risk of COVID-19 turning severe. So if you're at high risk and test positive, there are things you can do, like asking your healthcare provider if it offers. Learn about an option at treatcovid19.com. This message is sponsored by Pfizer.
When you stay at the host doesn't stay with you, because a vacation home with a stranger sounds a little. Only whole vacation homes, always private. Book on the
iHeartRadio Did You Know? Presented by iHeartRadio. You know, while you're listening, you know that iHeartRadio not only lets you listen to all your favorite AM/FM stations locally and nationwide for free, but iHeartRadio lets you build your very own radio station that plays nothing but the music you love. Selection of every song you've ever thumbed up. Hear a song you love on live radio, thumb it up, and it's added to your favorites radio station. Hear a song while listening to artist radio or a playlist, thumb it up, and we add it into your favorites radio station too. That's all you have to do to create your very own personalized station. It's easy, and the best part, station or share it with friends to show off your great music taste. It's entirely up to you. All you do is thumb up the music you like, and we'll do the rest. Look for your own favorites radio station featured in your life. iHeartRadio, #1 for music, radio, and podcasting, all in one app.
20 people are reportedly dead after a suicide bomb attack outside Afghanistan's foreign ministry. An information ministry official said the bomber first tried to enter the foreign ministry building in Kabul. A photo of the scene showed at least 9 people wounded or killed, while Kabul police didn't confirm the number of casualties. Islamic State militants have recently targeted foreigners at sites like the Russian and Pakistani embassies in Afghanistan. Other countries, including Turkey and China, have embassies in the area. The White House is praising what it says is the largest single solar investment in U.S. Cells will spend more than $2.5 billion to expand its manufacturing facility in Dalton, Georgia, and to build a separate facility northwest of Atlanta. Projects are 2,500 jobs. The White House says the investment is a direct result of President Biden's economic plan. A rock star from Texas is going to federal prison for inappropriate behavior with his fans. Peter Felix used his fame as lead singer of El Paso's Bash the Band to text message with underage girls. Many of those chats turned sexual, including the exchanging of illicit pictures, keeping them on his computer hard drive. The feds busted him for collecting distributing child pornography. Felix was sentenced this week to spend 12 years in prison. Disney's revising some policies connected to ticketing, hotel parking, ride photos, and annual passes. One of the changes includes no longer charging $15 to $25 per vehicle for guest registers and resorts owned by Walt Disney World in Florida, a move first implemented in 2018 that was